Hi everyone, my name is Richard, and I'm coming to you guys today to talk about amyotrophic lateral sclerosis disease, which is commonly known as ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. Um, Recently, in this past year, my wife was diagnosed with ALS, and it changed our lives overnight. Um, you know, I'm not coming here to sell you false hope. I'm here to tell you the truth. You know, um, at first, you know, we didn't know how to deal with anything. My wife is the most sweetest and kindest person in the world. She'd do anything for anybody. And, you know, how it changed our lives is everything. But, you know, we have hope and positivity and intelligence. And it's really hard because she's my angel. She's my savior. Back in 2024, I almost died if it wasn't for her. She saved my life. She really did. And I want to do something to save hers. So, what we're trying to do, or what I'm trying to do, because this comes from the heart, this isn't from anything, from to try to make money or to scam anybody. What I'm trying to do is, I want to bring people together. What people want, but also what they need. You know, make life more meaningful, life on your own terms, and moving forward and creating that fulfillment. Um, I'm just kind of here and I'm speaking from my mind. I might sound like I'm rambling, but, that's okay. It just, there's things that I see, like there is no cure today, but, progress is slow. But patients, people, they need more support. People need to come together. Um, and it doesn't need to be about pharmaceutical companies and how much money everything is. You know, um, people can't help in life. What life throws everybody at curveballs, and people can't help that. But then these pharmaceutical companies, these doctors, some, not all, you know, that's all they see is dollar signs when it comes to people with diseases, and especially with ones with no cure. And that frustrates me, but I'm not angry. Seeing my wife every day deal with her struggles, I try to make her feel and know that I'm always here to support her. And with that being said, I want to support everyone. And I want there to be honesty and upfront. And I mean, I'm not promising a miracle cure tomorrow, but I am promising that we're going to fight like hell to move the needle. And I'm going to dedicate my life to trying to save my wife and others like her. Because from what I understand, MS is a lot like ALS. It's got a lot of common similarities. And my brother-in-law was diagnosed with that. And you know, I want to do the problem with that is he's not receiving the medical treatment like he should. And that's due to people that just don't seem to care. Everything's so slow, you know. He VA doesn't seem to matter. You know, they're not doing anything to help him. And he's a wonderful man. And I know that. No different than my wife is. A wonderful woman. And, you know, the thing is I work so hard trying to make everything pleasant for her like she does to me. And she tries, and she keeps fighting. You know, I call her my angry little chihuahua, because she's a fighter. And I promised her that I wouldn't go down without a fight, because I don't give up on anything. And I'm not going to give up on anybody. I can't promise the world to anybody. I do to my wife because I'm going to give her all that I got in this world. She has my heart. She has my love. And, you know, I want to bring people together spiritually, energetically. I want to show that there are positive beliefs, and you can have positive beliefs, and you got to just keep striving to move forward. And I'm not trying to give any false hope. I'm really not. But what we're trying to do and build is going to be extraordinary. But we do need help with doing that. You know, people support doers, not talkers. And I am a doer. And I'm willing to go as far as I have to try to figure these things out. And emotionally, I've wanted to break down. But I have to be strong for her, for my brother-in-law, which I don't get to see very often. And do everything I know best and know how to do to be there, like they've been for me. So what I'm going to do is, again, I can't promise the world. You know, we don't have millions of dollars. We don't have a giant lab. But what we are doing, what we can do, is start right here and start right where we are. So, with that being said, I'm building a company and a brand. It's called InnerVaraNexus, AI research and development. And by creating resources like our ebook, which we have one, which it'll be in a link below, we're trying to raise money to do these things for research. We're looking into ALS and MS overlaps, and we're going to be using AI to interest and push research conversations within to see what exactly we're missing when it comes to these diseases. So I think between people coming together and the use of AI, we can make something extraordinary. Something that nobody's ever seen before. And what I'd like to do, and I am going to call out resources. Not yet. You know, our bigger mission and looking at the bigger picture is to find causes more in depth and step by step showing people what we're doing, how we're doing, and helping people who feel ignored, giving ALS families a voice, fighting for a meaningful progress, building something that outlives you and me, and that hopefully can help people in the future. Because too many families feel invisible, and I refuse to let my wife or anybody like her be invisible. And to be direct, sometimes people just need to be told what to do and to show them a way, show them a path. And not everything is negative. And then when we connect on a different level, we can make such a big difference in this world. So I'm going to be calling on resources, and I hope they're listening to this video. I really do. You know, Congress, and we're going to include these people, you know, because I'm hoping that we can reach out, because they keep saying that their funding for ALS isn't there. You know, and we need that funding for the research and development, true research and development. Not a scheme, not an overlay, not a cover, not a sugarcoating. True research and development. And if we can find something that works, something that helps even slow the progression at first. And I know there's medications out there like that. I know there are. But not all of them work. And some of them work for certain people and some of them don't. Like my wife. She's tried a couple. But every day I come home and I watch her slowly, one day at a time. So what I need people to do is to come together. And I want to try to bring in Congress, our government, to help with people in need. Because one of those things that, you know, people with some of these problems need is not medication always thrown at everything. You know, See, what people don't realize, and what one of the root causes is of what we know as far as funding and things like that for people with terminal diseases, is that, it's very hard for a spouse to work and make money, and then they ridicule you on how much money you can make, which I don't agree with at all. So, the thing is, because like me, I have to work every day, 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday. I get to spend a very short amount of time with my wife and to care for her. She has a caregiver, thankfully, and I am grateful. So don't take anything I say the wrong way, but because I am very, for the utmost, grateful that we have some of the things that we do. But to really support you guys, people like my wife, people like my brother-in-law, we need to do something bigger. And kick that needle a little higher. So with taking, with, food stamps, say, just for instance, say food stamps, things like that, would help when it comes to getting healthy foods for some of these people. Because if you make too much, you're not accepted for. We know that personally. And if you make, you got to make so little that you can't live life. And the thing is life is all about living. You're not supposed to be managing your life. You're supposed to be living your life. You're supposed to be enjoying your life. It's supposed to be full of happiness, excitement. You're supposed to be able to do things. I know my wife has a bucket list of things that she would love to do and go out and do, but we can't. And I'm sure that's very true for millions of people out there. So and as far as touching base back on health, and the foods and stuff like that, there's a lot out there that is so healthy, but so expensive. People like me, people like you guys, people can't afford. And that's what we're here to change. I want to be that voice. And I want to make a difference. And I want to change things. So, of course, I'm at work now. So, if you'd like to... I'll be there in a minute. I said I'll be there in a minute. Excuse me, guys. So if you would like to support us in our bigger vision of ALS research and development and InnerVaraNexus, please do us a favor and subscribe, like. I will be putting a link down below for our ebook that my wife had an idea for. So we're going to try that out, see how that works. It'll be a link for Gumroad ebook, just something. It's not the greatest, but it's something to help us start raising money. Also, I'm going to put the link down below for my wife's Instagram, so you can follow her. Again, her name's Shauna. And please share our video. If this message moved you even a little bit, please help us push this forward, because we're not done fighting, and we're not going to be done fighting. by any means done fighting. I'm sorry, I got a few notes here. Old school notepad. um, the one other thing that I do want to mention before I get off of this video, I know it's 20 minutes long, but we are going to try to do programs with our funding. Portion of the ebook proceeds do go to ALS research and for our funding. Our goal is to grow funding over time. Transparency is about where the money goes, and we're going to be completely honest and upfront. We're going to show you guys what we're doing. You know, definitely, most definitely show you guys. We might be starting small, but every dollar we raise is a pushing and a fight forward for what we believe in. And that's the thing is we're going to be exploring how ALS helps analyze we're going to be exploring how AI can help analyze ALS patterns, raising awareness about tech roles in research, connecting with different innovators, people with intuition. If technology can help us move faster, we're going to push in that direction. You know, future caregiver resources, tools for spouses, caregivers, real life survival strategies, emotional support content. You know, we want to go every step of the way to help everybody that is in this battle, including the patients, the caregivers. And, you know, because I just believe there's too many people out there that are trying to do this silently, and we need to be heard. We definitely need to be heard. So, and, you know, we're just getting started, so we don't have massive funding yet, but we are committed to building programs that actually help real families. So, you know, and I want to call out, you know, things like, I want to see if, you know, we're going to try to bring the ALS Association in with us, as well as Team Gleason. We want to try to touch on Elon Musk, because he's very smart with AI, and Google. There's a lot of new things out there. You know, there really is. And I think with the intelligence that we do have, and people that are willing to do the work and do for people, I think we can go a long way. So if you believe in what we are building at InnerVaraNexus, again, subscribe, share this video, check out our ebook down below, and follow my wife's journey on Instagram, and we will see you in the next video.